Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the actually official GGRC 1 hour Supra versus M4 live stream. I'm your host, Arachon, and I'm joined by my co-host once again, Nick LS.
Good evening, everyone.
So you join us at the Red Bull Ring in the evening at 6:30 currently, so for what promises to be an exciting race for tonight. We have the Supras from 2019 versus the M4s from quite some time before. I'm not quite sure exactly, but we'll make sure of that at some point. Let me just figure out what on earth my camera setting needs to be on. There we go.
Now, the cars or the drives that are in the Supra are from how they are currently in the table. MLS in the Supra, Willie in the Supra, Patrick in the Supra, Ender in the Supra, and that should be it for the Supra. Everyone else is in the M4.
Aside from Leo, who decided he wants to be an M430i because reasons. I think he decided to try and sneak into this event with a budget option. It seems to have paid off.
Currently in third, with people apparently having set their quality times already.
Yes, you join us. Yeah, sorry. I apologise. Yes, so you join us currently in the middle of qualification. It lasts 10 minutes. Currently we've got 6 minutes and 20 seconds down off the clock. Currently Loves Hell leads with a 1 minute 43.6, with MLS just behind with a 1:44.1. We'll see how well they're all going to cope throughout this qualification session.
This is a view you do not see very often, as last in the table currently is Willie. That's because he hasn't set a proper qualifying lap yet.
You can say he's just got a purple sector for the sector 1, so we're going to see his lap coming in from now as he comes around the right. This turn 3 slightly wide, hitting the curbs on the exit there, accelerating out as he heads towards turn 4. Hard on the brakes. A little slidey there as he comes out, but quite composed overall. Braking again. 0.4 seconds off the top time, so he's on for a 1:43.2 if he keeps up this pace. Let's see how well I'm sorry. I don't want to keep with that.
How well he will complete his first.
See how well he's going to complete his first qualifying lap as he heads around the second to last corner. Very composed, excellent line. Going around to the final corner now. Watching that time. And it is going to be a 1:42.954. That puts him on top of the leaderboard by a considerable margin. In fact, 0.687 seconds. Very good from him. Let's have a look a bit further down the grid. Let's have a look about 10th. Patrick's on a flying lap. We'll give him a look as well. All the drivers seem to have fuel burned actually during their outlaps. Patrick a little more so than Willie as far as I'm concerned. There he goes, a little bit wide on turn 4. He's come round on turn 5. That's a cracking looking livery, don't you think?
It is indeed.
Why the questioning?
It's an incredibly similar livery to what we saw with, I believe, I can't remember who it was, but with a Castro livery.
I believe that driver would be Lilium, except he switched from the Supra to the M4 in this event from last stream. Quite surprising on his front. Anyway, let's go have a look at Patrick now. He pulled a 1:44.5 on his last lap, so I'm starting to doubt a little bit of his pace unless he starts trying to pick something out now. Why the tingles in the background?
That was a timer I had set because qualifiers, this is the last minute of actual qualifying, and then they'll have the last lap to see where they will start on this grid.
Alright, but we still I've only got half a minute left currently, but according to my watch, but then again I joined this lobby late, so...
No, you are not mistaken. I just set that timer 1 minute earlier than I should, so that I am aware for sending the message, not that it's half a minute late.
I see a problem. Lilium coming back out in his M4, but he's not going to have time to do another lap, unfortunately. So he's not. So he's going to stick with a 144 dead. So everyone's now going to have to wait on the first corner just to see how well they place on the grid. I'm just going to wait just a moment while I just set this up.
Whilst that is happening, I'll just commentate on the first people who are going to cross the line and determine where they end up on the grid, with Patrick coming out of the final corner. It's not going to be pole for him. It's going to be a 144.1. Interesting.
It's quite far down in hindsight.
MLS sets a 143.5. Currently, him and Willie are on the front row of this race.
Both of which are in Supras. Very surprising.
The line comes Love Hell, not able to improve his time.
He's currently pulled a 143.6. You can see all three of the Belgian drivers, all in M4s, all representing BRC. I'm not.
It is a nice livery that they have.
It is, but it's a little bit colonised in a GGRC lobby.
Indeed.
Everyone needs to stop at turn 2 or turn 1. Just stop before you end the sector, really. It's a pretty good idea too, because we need to start looking at the grid. So, currently our grid stands at our leader, Willy Wug, with a 1 minute 42.9. In second place, we got MLS with a 1 minute 43.5. He's on auto drive. He needs to stop, but he's AFK. He needs to brake.
And he's back, and he is stopped.
Good job from him. Right, in third place, we've got Loves Hell with a 143.641. In fourth place, Edna with a 143.7. Fifth place becomes Lillian, 0.3 seconds behind him with a 144 dead. Z now, very unlucky just to miss out on fifth place there. He's only 9 thousandths of a second behind with a 144.092. In seventh place, Patrick with his slightly bad Sector 3 coming down with a 144.1. In eighth, MU Chikorito with a 144.2. In ninth, Leo K with a 144.3. And rounding out the grid in 10th, Marco Boldi with a 145 dead. Alright, we're just going to have to wait up on Edna to start the race. But from here on out, it's going to be hard, fast racing action for 1 hour. Thank you for showing that up on video alerts. Oh, thank you very much. I was just making sure that was all set up.
I sent the message out to alert the drivers to answer if they are ready, or just in general for Edna to start the race.
Come on, Edna. Set something up. We're all waiting for you. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes, alright, the final is going to be coming up in the next 5 seconds. Let's get ready to race. Also, it should be noted in this race, just before we start, that there will be no safety car or virtual safety car, so we're going to have to rely on drivers to race clean for this next hour. Alright, let's recap the grid. Willie is on pole. In second place, we've got MLS. Third place, Loves Hell. Fourth place gives Ender. Fifth place, we've got Lilium. Sixth place, Z now. Seventh place, Pat. Eighth gives Chikorito. Ninth is Leo K. And at the back of the grid, Marco Boldi. The cars are all lined up. Let's get ready to race. Cars ready. And it's lights out, away we go. Willie getting a pretty good start. Loves Hell not getting quite a good start. The Supra seem to be having the advantage off the line as they head down up to turn 1. Willie leads. We've got MLS second. GGRC Edna holding off in third place. There's a little bit of wideness coming out on turn 1. I hope penalties won't be too much in effect here, considering it is, of course, turn 1. And you see Edna and Loves Hell battling side by side up the back straight, heading towards turn 2. It's going to be close, but Edna's going to have the inside, which means that Loves Hell's really going to have to pull off a cutback, or Edna is going to have to defend very well. So, but it looks like Edna's doing rather well. But Lilium getting a little bit on the fray there at the back of that little pack there.
Front two runners seem to be pulling away, as MLS, who's in second, is already 1.5 seconds ahead of Ender.
Indeed, but here's Edna playing defensive once again, trying to hold off on Lilium, who looks like he might try and move down the inside, but thinks better of it. But then Lilium's going to lose just a little bit of time to Patrick, who's going to think about making another move. Lilium keeping his indicator on over there. Oh, where was that?
He goes a bit wide and loses the last place to Marco Boldi.
Ooh, that's a little bit of a problem for him. Just going to quickly put that up there. Yeah, see, Leo there as well. He's getting a little bit shaky. He might have to take some time to settle into this race.
Yeah. Now, I'm currently on board with Patrick, as he is looking to go down the outside of Loves Hell, but just backs off in the last second.
Here comes Lilium, also potentially thinking just a little bit better of it. Patrick going slightly wide on the exit, hopefully to get a much better run. But here comes Lilium up the inside as they come up towards turn 1. Lilium still leaving his indicator on for absolutely no reason. Here comes Pat making a dive up the inside of Loves Hell, who's given him the space. And Patrick, despite going wide, makes a very clean move on Loves Hell, who's now under attack from Lilium just behind him in 6th place. They're coming side by side now. Lilium holding around the outside of Loves Hell with a better run as they come up towards turn 2. Lilium flashing his lights at the camera there.
Pack going wide on that last turn gave him half a second penalty, which he has already spent going up to turn 2.
Lilium, can you please turn your indicator off? I'm begging you, please turn it off.
It might be a distraction against the other drivers, but it says no in the route.
Oh, here comes Lilium up the inside of Loves Hell now. It's coming up on the inside, but Loves Hell just about holding it around the outside. Slightly good defensive driving from him there. I say slightly good, it's just good defensive driving. It's either good or bad.
What surprised me is how close MLS is managing to stick behind Willie. They are really pulling away from the rest of the pack.
Doing rather well here. 2 seconds now, the gap between the front runners and Edna as they head down towards the second to last corner. See, the top 3 are all, top 4 in fact, are all Supras. I'm not sure if that may have just been the better car choice for the event, but I think it just might be all the Supras up in front and all the M4s holding on behind. Loves Hell though, holding on behind in Pat's slipstream as they head up across the line and up towards turn 1. MLS also has just set the fastest lap of the race with a 1 minute 43.1, which is no, it's not faster than everything else in quali. Pat going wide at turn 1 there, only going to increase his penalty. Is it? No, still 0.4 seconds. It's quite surprising, in fact.
Although I'm guessing, exceeding track limits.
Oh, here comes Loves Hell diving up the inside. Oh, he's gone wide, trying to outbrake himself. Oh, he's going to lose so much time there as Loves Hell as he drops back down to 7th from competing to 4th. Very, very unfortunate. Oh, here comes Lilium now. Here comes Lilium now. He's looking at him coming up the inside of Patrick as they enter. Little squirmish on the brakes there, but he thinks better of it. That's Pat. Has Pat just gone wide there?
He has. He's lost a couple of places and has dropped to 7th position. He's
actually battling with Loves Hell back for 8th now, trying to hold his position there. I think he outbraked himself back on turn 3. Here comes Loves Hell. Actually, he's going for the cutback. It's Loves Hell now. I think he might have just pulled this move off, and yes, he has. He's gone up into 7th place, and Patrick coming down from 4th place down to 8th place in the space of a lap. He's in a BRC sandwich. As he come around to the second to last corner, and finally, the last one. Now let's have a quick look on the front runners up here. So, oh, here we go. MLS has just overtaken Willie coming up into turn 1. That's just braking. Willie's doing extremely well here. I should also mention, yes, pits are closed for 3 laps now.
Pit window. No, pit closes in 3 laps.
Oh, I
so
see.
They have 3 laps to go into the pits, and then they'll be shut for a couple of laps, and then reopening. So this basically exploits the necessity for strategies. Well, not really exploits, but calls for. So if someone underfuels and is 1 lap, or is out of fuel with 1 lap before the pits open, then he's going to be in major trouble, as he is not allowed to re-enter that pit or the pits until the next lap, or the lap when it's open again.
Alright, let's get on board with Willie. Trying to figure out how to change my camera. How do you change your camera?
It is not letting me do so.
Pat! It's not working! I know you're racing, but it's not working!
I do not think it is possible.
I'd like to be on board with Willie right now, because he's right on the back of MLS here. I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm trying to say at this moment in time, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, they are coming around.
Here comes Willie. Right on the back bumper of MLS as they cut across the line and up towards turn 1. A side by side, Willie potentially looking at making the move here, but he thinks better of it.
He's sucked back into the slipstream of MLS.
I wonder if Willie's going for a fuel saving strategy in this case. Let's have a look here at the fuel. So Willie has just reached about 75%. MLS with a little bit more penalty and slightly less fuel, probably about 2 or 3% lower as they head up towards turn 2. MLS spending the penalty. Willie not taking advantage of the ghosting provided, actually. I'm quite surprised by. But he does get the better run out of turn 2, and he looks like he might just think about making this move up into turn 3. But he thinks better of it.
It did look like MLS was trying to at least push Willie to the edge of the track in a defensive move to keep first position.
Let's have a look a little bit further down the grid now, because I'm not sure if there's going to be too much on there unless you bring it up. So keep an eye on that, could you please, Nicholas? I'm going to fall back down to Patrick, who's fought his way past Loves Hell again, up into 7th place. So unfortunately, that does mean he's the worst. He's the worst performing Supra on the grid at the moment. His tyres don't seem that
looking
much.
for it.
Oh, let's have a look here.
Behind MLS.
Ooh.
He went slightly to the side of MLS coming through the last corner, but then tucked back in because he was running out of road.
I can see MLS driving rather defensively. I'm not sure if he doesn't think, not sure how much of a threat he thinks Willie is. Is Willie actually getting a much better run down there? He's looking at making it the outside, so MLS having to take the inside line coming into turn 1. Willie might actually have the advantage here because he's going to have the better run up into turn 2, and he has the speed. Patrick's just gone into the pits with 67% fuel. Let's see what he's going to be doing once he comes out of the pits a bit later. Let's have a look here.
Span.
Let's have a look.
Out turn 1.
Oh, who just spanned? Oh, it looks like Loves Hell might have just had an issue. Was it Loves Hell? No, it was Edna. Edna's just had an issue, and he's just dropped back down into 7th place. He's got a damaged engine and damaged front and left tyres.
So now I'm thinking, has he been hit, or what happened to him?
Well, he must have been hit, or he must have been some sort of incident back at turn 1, considering his problem. But he still has 50 minutes left to catch back up with the rest of the grid. But MLS and Willie, man, they look really unbeatable to catch at this moment in time. Falling back. Pat's going to catch up to him very soon, I expect. See Patrick out on full fuel and full tyres, so I'm going to wonder what his strategy is going to be in the long run. I don't think many people are going to be running it. I think Willie and MLS are going to have a little bit more tussling here. I think Willie's just going to stick in his slipstream. You see the massive fuel difference between MLS and Willie. head around the corners at roughly the same speed, but I think Willie is planning on just... Well, he's just sticking his slip. He looks like he might have just got the better run. There might be a little bit of contact as they head around over the line. Willie taking the inside line as they head up to turn 1. I'm not sure if MLS knows that the... not sure if MLS knows here, but I think Willie... Oh, he comes up the inside, up at turn 1. There's a bit of a fight here. MLS being forced just a little bit wide at turn 1, but keeps his position. But unfortunately, I think he's going to be dealing with a penalty at this stage in the race. There we go, 0.5 seconds. Let's have a look inside the pits now. Ender having to cope a little bit more worse for wear considering his engine damage as well as his tyres and fuel. I wonder if Ender's not going to refuel at this stage considering his other issues that he's been having. I think his tyres has repaired itself, admittedly. Actually, no, it's just because it changed his tyre over.
Yeah.
No, he's just changed... No, I think he's completely reset and he's going to drop himself back into 10th place, but a rather safe 10th place nonetheless. Considering now he's got completely clean air and no issues to worry about. Ender, oh, that's a little slidey on the exit there. I wonder if that was his... I wonder what issues that was. Let's have a look a little bit further. I think that's Loveshell and Marco Baldi having a little bit of a tussle up here. The two BRC drivers in BMWs.
It's Loveshell and Zeno who's having a...
Oh, sorry, I can't even read. I feel so bad for myself here. But here comes Loveshell up the outside of Zeno, playing defensive. Zeno he's just blocking his move. It's a very good defensive driving from Zeno as he tries to hold off Loveshell around turn 5. It's doing, again, really rather well. There's nothing really we can say about it. It's just great defensive driving from Zeno, but I think Zeno's going to have having the worst run out of turn 6 or 7. I'm not quite sure which one that is, but it looks like Loveshell making the move look very easy there, but Zeno with his overly defensive driving losing too much time for him there, especially on a fast track such as Red Bull.
Indeed. Now, since we haven't seen the incident of what happened with Ender, I'll have to wait until after the race to review the footage and see what actually happens to him.
It's a shame. I would be able to, I wish I could catch that one. I wish I could catch that as well.
As the replay function is currently not working for me, so...
A shame as well. Let's have a look at Lilium actually, back in 3rd place, because he's done, he's doing rather well, but he's still got his goddamn indicator on. Can you please turn it off? It's because you're not even distracting the drivers now, you're just distracting us more than you're distracting the other drivers. See you can see there actually, the BMW facing far worse tyre wear than both the Supras and worse fuel. So it's gonna be quite interesting to see how Lilium works with his car to try and catch up with the pair. I'm not sure if MLS and Willie are almost working together. It looks like a little bit of a tussle here. MLS going wide at turn 5, which means Willie's going to come around the outside. They're going side by side, coming down to the penultimate corner. MLS going to have the inside. Oh, it might have been a bit of contact, but Willie's taken that position, and it's taken it very, very well. MLS is going to have to tuck in behind now. Willie going a little bit wide on the penultimate corner there. It's quite interesting to see. I'm not sure he's going to get a penalty for that. He's a little slidey. He's getting a little slidey out of the last corner. MLS hot on his heels as they head across the line. I think he's bump drafting Willie coming across the line there. Turn the indicator off. It's a BMW, says Kaz. Thank you.
Oh, well, why couldn't we come with that joke?
See?
Oh, no, now that annoys me.
No, he's turned them both on! No, this is annoying! Please stop it! No, you can't do this!
No, he's got the hazard.
He's put them all on! Lydium, you're in the wrong car, mate. You should be in a Supra. There's no other way to say this, you should be in a Supra. At least...
Oh, God.
I know no BMW, and no Supra is a BMW joke here. They are two very different cars. Oh, it might have been I'm sorry I didn't pick up on that. I probably should have, actually. I'm not sure how the replay functions.
Too busy laughing at Lilium. See, that's why we don't want...
Oh, who's wide? Who's wide? Who's wide? Turn 1. Who's wide? Who's wide? Patrick has stopped.
Is into the wall.
He's just stopped.
No.
Oh, no, he's just died.
Left.
I think there might have been a disconnection issue somewhere along those lines. It's a bit of an issue. I'm not sure what that's going to mean overall.
Our condolences to Patrick's family and friends as he has died.
And his internet.
Back to the race.
Back to the race, indeed.
Yes. Pluggy boy is his explanation for why he left.
You just received a message from that, I say.
Yes.
Indeed. It'd be nice if we could have those racers in who've accidentally dropped out in the commentary box, but I don't think Pat's got a mic.
Do I?
I'm quite surprised at Lilium actually. His pace was actually better than both the top two drivers in that last lap. In fact, he's been doing rather consistent 144, 145s here, but his tyres and fuel seem to be far worse. Willie actually on just above half fuel and MLS not that far below. So I think Lilium's going to just try. I think Lilium's
MLS on the power way too early. That allows, or that looked like it was allowing Willie to accelerate past him, but I have the feeling that Willie also had to slow down, as in not to crash.
See his last lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I've just been looking at the times. So look back there. So you've got MLS and Willie leading up here. So Willie as well. I think he's dropped back a little bit. I'm not sure if he's going quite so ferociously on MLS right now. He does seem to not think about it. Oh, no, say that. I take that back. Willie just trying a move on the inside. He's looked for the cutback as well, but MLS parking it on the apex. Not looking for... Willie, no way through there. Great defensive driving from MLS here. As they head down towards the penultimate corner. I apologise, I seem to be talking over you.
Nah, it's okay. I think it's kind of delayed. Because I didn't hear you talking over me.
Wow, I'm just louder. I'm just a much louder person. Let's have a look a little bit further down the grid. The rest of the grid, aside from the top two, seems to be rather evenly spaced. I'm actually quite interested. You might want to say that the pits are open this lap as well. Thank you very much for saying. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Race Director. So I'm going to look back over. Oh, for God's sake, which is the button I'm looking for? There we go. So currently Lilium is 4 seconds behind both MLS and Willie, with a 146 on his last lap in comparison to MLS and Willie's 145. So he's just dropping off the pace here. He's going to have to do very well if he wants to cope with this. Well, with the rest of them really. Yeah, I think the M4 seems to be a little bit more consistent, but it seems a bit more worse for wear.
I am currently comparing DOK, who's in the M4.
Oh, he's pitted, don't forget.
And Ender, who's in the... I know, but...
oh, they both pitted at the same time, didn't they?
Yes, but don't forget that Ender was in the pit for longer.
That's a good point.
Looking at the distance in between them to see
I don't think Edna's going to pit this
up.
window. I don't think Edna will pit this window. Willie and MLS probably will, but...
No, they aren't. They went past this window, probably.
Have you actually announced it? I can't remember you announcing it.
I have announced that the pits are open.
They're holding off quite a lot. I mean, they've both got about 50% tyres. Willie and MLS both really feeding off of one another. I wonder if those two are just kind of dragging each other to their demise. And Lilium in third place is really just holding on to his tyres. They look absolutely shot. Probably see blisters on the track if it weren't for these graphics.
I think so.
You can see his pace has really dropped off. His pace has really dropped off.
He's wide on turn 1.
I'm actually really surprised. Chikorito, in fact, he just gained 3 seconds on Lilium that last lap, but he pitted a little bit before. But he didn't actually refuel, which I find quite interesting.
I don't think any of the BRC cars have fueled. Maybe Z now, because he's on quite a substantial bit more.
What you're failing to suggest here is what you're failing to suggest here is that both Willie and MLS, both of them haven't pitted. MLS is actually on slightly worse fuel than Z now at this moment in time. So he's really he's really started consuming things up just to try and keep up with Willie, who seems to be. Both their tyre wears seem rather similar. I think MLS has got slightly better on the rears, but Willie has slightly better on the fronts. Willie and MLS, they're both going in now. Oh, here we go. This is going to be interesting to see coming out of the pits here. Lilium as well, also heading into the pits. Chicharito also going. They're all going into the pits, assumedly for fuel. Chicharito on 19%. Willie on 32% for 12 laps. That's absolutely outrageous driving from him.
I believe the only car who's not going to be going in the pits is Ender, as he is on relatively new tyres and
high fuel
during that last pit stop.
So he might make up some. Even if he hasn't made up positions, he's going to have the fuel advantage depending on how well all these guys come out. Chicharito came out on 50% fuel, as did the rest of the BRC lot. That's a very interesting strategy. I think they're all going for 2 stops. I think they're just trying for overall race pace at this current point in time. You can see Chicarito's only 3.6 seconds behind MLS, who's almost completely refueled. Willie actually came out on only 75% fuel, and he's made quite a substantial lead from that pit stop. You see Edna's fuel strategy paid off. He's now 7 seconds in front of Leo K and bearing down on Marco Baldi in 7th place. Look at the time gaps. They're absolutely shattering down at the moment. You see Edna as well. His times have been very, very consistent. Consistent 144s. That's up on pace with the leaders, in fact.
I'm currently checking the leaders, and it's actually better than
wow. So Edna might actually be the fastest car on the track. So he's going to have to do an incredible recovery drive. Let's have a little look bit over here. I think Zenow and Zenow and Lilium are having a little bit of a battle back here for 5th place, as we notice here. So Lilium going on the outside. It looks like Zenow coming on the inside, but thinks better of the overtake. So Lilium.
It looked like Lilium had the better line to that corner. So.
I think it was just a little bit far behind, because the gap's only 0.5 seconds. It's not a pretty big gap, let's be honest here. I think Lilium with his wait, hang on, has Lilium turned off his indicators? Praise the Lord, Lilium has turned off his indicators. Yes, he's actually done something. He's a BMW driver once again. What a great.
It's all complete.
Rejoice! He's turned off his indicators. Let's think this through. It's not just Lilium and Z now who are having a fight back here. Just a little bit behind them, Marco Baldi and Edna look like they're just about to commence battle as they head around turn 2. Yeah. The gap only decreasing now. 0.7 seconds is currently the gap between Marco Baldi and Edna. But I think Marco Baldi might have actually had the better acceleration coming out of that corner, which means he's just going to pull ahead slowly coming out of there. But let's return to the battle between Zenow and Lilium, considering it looks like to be the far more exciting one. Or is it? Lilium seems to have pulled away just a little bit there. I'm not quite sure what to make of this, Nick.
I was checking the weight of the car just to see what difference there is between the BMW and the Supra. And the Supra is obviously the lighter car, with the BMW being a bit of the more powerful car. So I'm actually wondering the fight between Ender and Marco Baldi. Wait. Alright, never mind. I just had to check something else.
No worries.
Going with the fight between Zenow and Ender again.
Zenow and Ender, do you mean Ender and Marco Baldi? Zeno and Edna on Coons. Yes, okay. Yes, sorry?
No, the battle between the two. It looks like Lilium might be gaining or opening that gap further and further, but I think Zeno is just managing to hold on, so I wonder if they will continue on fighting.
I'm very surprised by Lilium. I'm very impressed with Lilium's driving, actually, because he's got more weight than Zeno. Oh, Kaz has also left. I'm not sure if...
Kaz was spectator.
Oh, I see. That makes sense.
Hence why he was able to let Lilium know about the headlights without interrupting his own race.
I see. But as I said, as I was going on before, Lilium is driving incredibly well because he's got more weight because he's got far more fuel than Zeno, so he's driving absolutely incredibly.
So as we were looking at the lap times that the cars have been putting in, Ender is still keeping up with his 144, as Willie and MLS are both going into the 143 region with their race time.
I'm expecting a fastest lap from one of the top two drivers quite soon. Willie just equaled the fastest lap. No, MLS with a 142.9. That puts him at, again, the fastest lap of the race. And actually the more undisputed one, because Willie just pulled a 143.140, and that was exactly the same as the previous one. The very funny lap. Or again, actually Willie with the fastest Sector 1.
Although I am curious if MLS is gonna... No, he isn't. So Willie might take fastest lap if he keeps on this sector shenanigans he's putting.
It honestly wouldn't surprise me, considering his tyres are roughly the same as MLS's, and his fuel is he's got lower fuel. I'm quite surprised with all these strategies. Oh, there we go, Willie. I was about to say the Supra actually is much better when you shift with, well, when it's not a red line, as you can see from Willie's driving. I wonder if MLS is doing the same thing. Let's have a look here.
No,
MLS
is
going full beans. I wonder if what he knows or what he doesn't know. Chikorito actually is making quite a bit of time up. He's now only 3 point... Okay, no, maybe not. He's just fallen back. I take that back.
Alright, as I'm curious, Willie is about to cross the line, but will he... He might set fastest lap... No, he isn't.
143 point... Well, pretty much a 43.1, let's be honest here. But... Still, that's very consistent, isn't it?
It is.
It's actually quicker than MLS's last time, which was a 143.5.
Now, the gap between Enda and Marco Moldi is still not closing, so I'm currently trying to...
Oh, hang on a minute. What are you looking at, Edna?
He is an incredibly nice guy.
Lep.
Yes.
Yeah, you should probably keep an eye on that.
I do, but it's these drivers who are having these incredible fights, so I do get distracted. You see, I'm blaming on them.
Oh, fair enough. We actually have 6 stream watchers at the moment. Rather nice.
Hello to you guys.
You dunk. Nice guy, Edna.
Alright, we know who one of the watchers is.
Yes, I think. I wish I could see as well. It's a little bit more. Hang on a minute. We got a little bit of fight going on here. Chikorito and Loves Hell having a little bit of a fight. I think Chikorito was overtaken. I think we missed that battle as we were bickering, but you've only got 3 laps until the pit closes.
It's 2 laps now since Willie crossed the line, but that is not a message that is supposed to be sent in. It's only from the next lap onwards.
Yeah.
So I'd say 1 lap left.
They really have to pit. both Love's Hell and Chikorito are both going to have to pit either this lap or next lap, because they're not going to have any time. They don't have any fuel.
I have a feeling that they're going to be pitting right at the last moment. That's to really pull out the most of this fuel.
You see, look at the time remaining.
Yeah. We have been at the halfway point. Just past it.
Just a little bit. I think the groups. I think we're mixing down into just a few little groups here. So we've got Love's Hell and Chikorito in 3rd and 4th, and then we've got a smaller fight between Lilium and Xenow in 5th and 6th. I think Leo K is only having more incidents. I think he's just having a bunch of incidents. He's not doing very well here.
Possibly.
Let's go back to Lilium. Lilium's turned his indicator back on. This is not what we want. Can you please? Oh no! Can you please turn it off again? He's put the other one on now.
It's a defensive. It's probably a defensive against Xenow.
It's not a defense against Xenow. It's a crime against humanity. Please turn.
BMW, you're not supposed to have
Please
those.
Turn your indicator off. We've had this problem before, we don't want it again. I just noticed, I've only just noticed the car, not the car, the phrase on the back of Lilium's car. It's just, I'm better than you. Absolute madness. Oh, hang on a minute, hang on, I think... No, that wasn't what I thought it was. I thought that was an overtake there between Love's Hell and Chikorito there in 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, okay, really going wide there.
Oh, who's just going to the pits there?
It's
Edna. I'm quite surprised by Edna.
And fuel.
I'm quite surprised by Edna's approach here to this race. I'm not sure what he's trying.
This is an undercut attempt on Marco Baldi, as he will have to pit this lap.
He will have to pit this lap. And since he's streaming, he knows exactly what's happening. He's watching the stream, so he knows exactly what's happening. So he's basically making his strategy up as he goes along.
It is a smart move, I do have to give him that.
I'm not sure it's a smart move or stream sniping, as one might say. Now let's focus on both Love's Hell and Chikorito here. Both of them obviously on extremely low fuel. I wonder if the two of them are short shifting just to ensure they reach the pits at this in time. In which case, let's have a look. What do you want now, Edna? Edna, why?
Donuts.
Edna, stop doing donuts! This is a race situation, Edna. Why? This is not a laughing matter. Can you stop doing donuts? Thank you very much. Right, we're not focusing on you anymore. Right. So let's have a look over here. Chikorito and Love's Hell both going in on... And Xenow, actually. Xenow wants slightly better fuel than the pair of them. So he's going to make just a little bit more time on for this one. It makes me wonder if these drivers are going to start refueling all the way to the max and just going for tyres for the finish. Let's have a look at Chikorito here. They're all out on half a tank of fuel except Xenow, who is also out on a tank of fuel. Edna is leaving the race.
Yeah, of course he is.
Drive-through penalty for dangerous driving.
You can't say I'm wrong.
I mean, sure. Are you sure?
See, I thought he wanted to spectate him because it would have been an incredible undercut on Marco Baldi or something. But no, he just started doing donuts at, what was that,
Turn 3.
Turn 3.
Why? Edna, why? Why can't you be like... Why do you have to be like this? You have a league race on Friday!
He told me he had it sorted out. Oh well.
We will leave the past to noobs until later. Anyway, the only battle we have on the grid at this moment in time is between Love's Hell and Chikorito. I wonder if the two of them are just I'm not sure if the two are just trying to tow each other along, or they are really battling it out, considering they are...
It doesn't look like Emil Chikorito is going that aggressive on him, so I do think you are right with saying that they are just giving each other a tow.
Well, it'd help with their fuel consumption. And seeing as Willie hasn't pitted in that last window, wow. Ooh. And the next pit window opens when? Lap 23, is it?
Yes. No, it opens on lap 24.
I see. And then what about after that? Because it looks like we're going to have plenty of time before then. Or is it just open to the end from there on out?
From that point out, it's open until the end. I think Neoke gone a bit wide down at turn 5 and 6 because he has lost quite a bit of time.
5, 6,
I've got a trap map.
7. There's only 8. There's only 8 positions. I'm trying to count them.
The positions?
No, the corners.
Oh yeah, true.
I have a trap map too, you know.
Yeah, do you have the one with the corner numbers? Because I've got one on my laptop, just so I know what corner it is.
Oh no, I'm only just counting the stuff at the moment. I only have a dynamic map with all the drivers on it.
All right.
So let's hit the time. Let's kill the times, and let's just focus on the race. In fact, let's not focus on the race. I'm going to go and do some data diving on live timing for all you stats nerds out there. So, currently, let's have a look at each other's sector time. So, MLS down here had an absolutely incredible sector 1 time of 25.83. The closest on this lap so far is actually Loves Hell with a 26.0. 1-1. And after that, actually sorry, Chikorito, who's actually 0.003 of a second faster. So Willie's actually not the fastest. Yeah. Oh, hang on. Willie just had a problem here at Sector 1. He's actually 28 seconds. Let's have a look at that and his tyres.
I think that was because he was slow into turn 1, as he had a 1.5 second penalty and wanted to spend it right away. So that might have affected his time coming from the line up to the first sector.
Potentially. I could see that working. Actually, judging by those last 3 lap times, maybe not the last 3 lap times, but actually no, Willie is by far the faster driver on here right now. Judging by his 17, 18 and 19 lap times. That's, well, MLS, honestly, he's been rather consistent. But it's more consistent 144s, while Willie, with his extra 1:30.43, has made that time up considerably.
Yeah, I think MLS is getting more, or in the recent laps, because I'm currently looking at his lap.
Whoa! 30, MLS going very, very wide on that last corner. There's another 0.5 second penalty, which you'll probably just get rid of at turn 2.
I believe you get rid of it at what? No, he isn't.
Nah, it's a turn 2 thing. Again, going really, really wide. He's very much struggling with his tyres. That's almost hitting the wall there. Callum as well. Hello, Callum, Mr. Spectator.
Could this be a problem of tyre wear that he's experiencing?
He does have slightly worse tyres than Willie, actually, but Willie seems to be coping with them far better, even though his laps... Even though his time dropped off by 2 seconds in that last lap, assumedly from his Sector 1 time that we saw earlier.
Yeah, because I think that's good. Now, at this point, the only battle, as I said, going on isn't really even the battle, it's just 2 cars that are under second from each other.
And that would be Loves Hell and Chikorito.
It is.
In fact, Chikorito, I think, has just dropped off a little bit, you know?
He seems to be just hovering below that 1 second gap between himself and Loves Hell.
That's also his personal best, actually, his last lap, with a 1 minute 43.523. Unfortunately, it's not the same can't be said for Loves Hell, whose best lap came on lap 14. unfortunately.
I'm going to be having a look at the last corner by both drivers as they...
A little slippy from Willie.
And...
For him, the pits are now reopened. No,
they're not.
MLS is in on lap 23. That's not supposed to happen.
He gets a drive-through for that.
He's going to have a drive-through penalty. That's completely bottled his race, but only on lap 24, Kaz. Only on lap 24, and that's actually really closed up. That's going to really close up some of the grid. So MLS now, his race is, well, completely in jeopardy. He's now going to have Lilium on his tail. Basically, has granted Willie the whole race. Unless he bottles it completely. But with that, that does mean that we have two groups with actually relatively close proximity coming up. So we're going to have a battle for second here, spanning across about 5 seconds.
Kaz, he can go through a drive-through penalty if they are closed, because as long as he doesn't add tyres or fuel.
Counts. Lilium, turn your indicator off! He's done it again! Please!
Has he turned them off since the last time he had them on? Or are they just still on?
I don't know. Can you give Lilium a drive-through penalty for leaving his indicator on? Oh no, no, he's turned it off. He's turned it off. I think we're good. I think we're good.
The maximum I could have done is give him a warning.
Warning, your indicator is still on. Could you please turn it off?
Warning, you are BMW and your indicator has been on for more than a second.
Okay, so Chikorito and Loves Hell. I've overtaken Zeno in the pits. Zeno actually went. Zeno actually no, Zeno wasn't in the pits. Sorry, MLS with MLS's problem. Let's say his problem, his drive-through penalty. That's dropped him down to 4th, 4.5 seconds behind both Chikorito and Loves Hell. So he's going to have to do some really good driving in order to catch back up with the top two.
But I believe
not top two.
That he is still only. Has he caught? I'm trying to figure out something. MLS is now 11 seconds behind Willie. I think he was around 5-6 seconds behind him before his illegal pit stop. So one illegal pit stop and the drive-through later.
Don't forget, Willie's just pitted.
Yes, but he's then made 7 seconds or lost 7 seconds, and I'm not sure how long the pits are. So
I think Willie's going to continue on to the end of the race. We've only got 16 minutes left of it.
Lovesell and MU Chikorito will have to pick because they won't make the rest of the 16 minutes on that low fuel.
I think they're trying. I wonder if they're contemplating deciding whether to pit for tyres as well. I think they'll stay out for one more lap just to maximise their fuel usage. Considering, of course, they want as light a car as possible heading towards the end of the race. But they are going to have to pit, which means MLS will retake second if this goes on. Which means that his nearest competitor, really, is actually Lilium. And he's miles behind.
It'd be Zeno away. Zeno is on the same strategy as
the rest of the BRC.
BRCs. Yeah.
So really, MLS doesn't really have much to worry about.
Except for the fact that he'd have to put in an incredible performance to get at least to catch up with Willie, who is...
I highly doubt he's going to catch up with Willie. He's just gone round turn 3 as Willie, I believe.
Yeah, Willie has gone past turn 3, you are correct.
Yes, Kaz is now gone.
Gone
Again. Because reasons.
MLS lap times are just, or his last one, which was their out lap from the pits, 2/10 faster than Willie's last one, which was also an out lap. No, 1/10, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Now,
I apologise for the yawn there.
Lovesail's fuel light has gone, so I do feel like he's not going to make another lap as he goes.
No, they're staying out.
He's going for another lap.
They're going for another lap. I'll be quite surprised to see how well. I'm not sure if
Same as Zeno.
Same as Zeno. Chikorito is actually just above. Oh no, his fuel light has just started flashing. So I think he's only going to start on one more lap. Zeno actually is on slightly better fuel than the pair of them, so I'm kind of wondering if he might be able to last 2 more laps, especially on his tyres.
Do you think it would make sense for Lovesail to let Chikorito ahead of him? Because it looks like Lovesail is on quite, or a bit too low fuel, depending on how he drives and what fuel setting he's on. He might be able to make it.
Well, he's only got...
With
Sorry.
Chikorito's a bit higher fuel, I think it'd be smart to just get a tow from Chikorito to not risk running out, but just like by a little. I could be rambling on here.
Maybe not. I think Lovesail might have this planned out, but I think he's just... I think I'd be quite scared at that fuel, personally.
He has to be on fuel mix 6. I highly doubt he's not on it.
Well, look at MLS here. He's capitalising on that drastically. The gap going from 3.4 to only 2.8 seconds in the spaces. 2.7 seconds, sorry, in the span of those last few corners.
Alright, they have to go into the pits. They can't manage another lap.
Definitely
yes,
can't manage
they're going
another
in the pits.
I was going to say, as they should. Seriously, they really don't have a lot to worry about. They actually have way too much to worry about.
Really low fuel.
Oh, Zeno also just hitting the pits.
So yeah, I think it is a joint strategy between the BRC drivers. Yeah, Marco Baldi is also going to pit. He won't manage another lap.
Right, let's actually have a look at where they come out. Let's just look for Lilium here. So Lilium, with his annoying indicator, can you please turn it off? Just crossing the line. You can just see that. Hang on, you can just see the two BRC drivers coming out. We got ourselves a battle here, gentlemen. We got ourselves a battle here, guys.
He is going to have a bit.
He's going to have a better run. He's going to have a better run, but he does not have the tyres.
Will it last until the end of the straight?
Maybe not, but he does have. Let's have a look at their fuel settings in comparison.
Purple first sector is what Lilium has.
He is really on it. But Lilium on worse tyres, and he's actually got more fuel than the pair of them. So Lilium's going to have to drive very, very well to get ahead of those and end up in the top 3, if that's what his plan is. But we have a bit of a battle going on here with only 11 minutes left of this race to go. We could have a dramatic conclusion here.
Now, what's happened there?
What's going on?
It looked like Neo K was off the track, but I couldn't. He's on the track currently. It just looked like he went a bit off.
See, that's what you get.
He is
he's
drifting.
oh, he's a little drifty there coming out of turn 2.
That was spectacular.
That was very well done. MLS is pitting.
He is.
Yes. Oh, this could be even more dramatic than we might imagine.
Why is he pitting though?
I don't think he's got enough fuel. I don't think he's got enough fuel.
He's only pitting for fuel. Oh,
let's have a look at this.
Annoy him.
Let's compare this back to this grid over here. So we might actually have... Oh, actually you can see here Lilium's just gone past Chikorito and he's gone up into 4th place. You see MLS... No, MLS is still far ahead. 7 seconds is the gap between them. Let's go back to Leo, who's just continuously drifting the track. See, Leo, that's what you get for bringing the budget version to the event. You're much, much slower. I'm sorry.
He's going to have to pit as well.
He's going to have to pit, exactly. This is what you get for bringing an M430i rather than an M4 to the event. That's why you're so much slower. You don't have nearly as much power, you absolute imbecile. You just watch him go into the pit. Maybe he was
just trying to get the most out of his tyres. Just like, they're dead, how about kill them more?
Fair enough. I mean, he's probably going to end up last anyway, but let's focus on this battle between both Lovetal, Lilium, and MU Chikorito. I realise both
Lilium
isn't really going to do it.
ahead of MU Chikorito, as both of the VRC drivers were.
I tell you what, should we add Edna to the commentary box? I don't see why not.
He'd be an interesting ad, so
Let's
get him as an interviewer. We can interview him on why he had to leave like a beginner.
Oh sure, why not? Let's do that. Just gonna let you guys just watch the race, basically, while we wait for Edna to join us in the commentary booth.
Lilium still with his indicator on.
Can Lilium please turn his indicator off? Hello! Welcome to the commentary box. Have I unmuted you?
I think I have him muted as well because I can't hear him.
Edna?
Hello, are you there? I have him muted. Never mind.
I don't think I should have him muted.
I hear him, but he can't hear you.
That's true because I've muted him. I apologise. Hello, welcome to the commentary box.
First question. Why were you too scared to do your drive-through penalty and just left? No, I doubt that. I doubt that. I think you probably watch it. Did, but
it's probably on the stream, Edna. Considering you decide. He did, he's already taken it and he's still up in second place. That's how overpowered the Supra is. Can you also please tell Lilium to please turn off his indicator?
Ooh, this is... Leo K is being blue flagged.
Blue flag, blue flag, blue flag. Hang on, we might have a little bit more of a problem here. I think Lilium, with his worst tyres, is coming under fire once again from MU Chikorito.
He's just dropping out of the slipstream range from Lovetal, so that's not going to be helping much in this battle between.
I think Chikorito really wants it back.
Purple sector from Lilium, though.
They say actually Willie's just taken the fastest lap of the race with a 1:42.8. I'm not sure quite how long ago that was.
That was on his lap 26, which was 5 laps ago. he's not here.
I'm sorry, Callum. It's great. I'm sorry. There's not even a race to worry about. Hang on. Whoa, Lovetal's gone wide. Hang on a minute. Lovetal's gone wide. We see 3rd, 4th and 5th. Lovetal's just gone wide. He's dropped back down to 5th, which means that Lilium and Chikorito
has made 2 places in that with that happening, as he is now in 3rd.
He's done very well, actually. I didn't even notice that over at turn 3. I mean, I sort of overtook, but
Leo K is not understanding it whatsoever.
Yeah, Raf's not. I could. He joined when you were gone. I have no idea why he did that. That should be fair enough. Leo, just drive. I know you're blue flagged, Leo, but please.
He has already been lapped. I can't give him a penalty for that. I could just give him a warning at this point, but I don't really want to dish out warning for him having an indicator on.
He pitted on that 23.
Yeah, I had forgotten to send the 1 lap until it's closed message, and I was like, oh damn it. So I was prepping the one for laps are now open, and then he went into the box, so I had to go out of that, say, hey beginner, it's not open yet, and then give him a penalty for it, and then I had to say, okay, now they are open. Besides, can you give a drive-through penalty when the pits are closed? You can.
You should be able to.
Because Kaz was complaining that they're closed, you can't give them a penalty. It was by hand sent the message yet, but he should have known that from lap 24.
It's a little slippy. Well, Liam going just a little bit wide on that last turn there.
I did say pit. Even Arachon was asking me if they were open or not.
God, look at the tyre wear difference.
Check again.
I mean, that's how much quicker that Lilium worked. I must admit, Lilium's tyres are far worse than both Chikorito's and Love's Hell, so I think we're going to see a battle. We've only got, I think, we've only 2 minutes left of the race. We've got a battle between Lilium and Love's Hell coming right up. I think Lilium's going to have to play very defensive over these next... I think we've only got 2 laps left. Maybe 3, considering where Willy is. He's absolutely flying. You see how much better Love's Hell. I mean, sure, Lilium's got more fuel, which means that actually no, that might be interesting to see, because Love's Hell might not have enough fuel to do 2 laps.
Lilium goes a bit wide, a bit sideways. He gets a penalty.
I think
he will have to spend it, because if he finishes like this, then
see, he is. Look at him. He is absolutely ferociously defending that 4th place. Here comes Love's Hell.
Hazard lights are on.
Hazard lights are on. He's becoming one at this point. Lilium holding the outside on Love's Hell. Love's Hell again coming up on the inside. It's going to be close, but Lilium's just holding on to that position. Coming up onto the last lap of their races. You see, that's what I'm considering. Is he going to have enough fuel to deal with it? Okay, this is not a time for drift. This is a time for watching this huge battle between Love's Hell and Lilium for 4th place. Lilium really, I think this is his, perhaps this is his threat meter. The indicator is his threat meter. So 1 is, I'm not sure, I don't even think Leo's going to have time for a drive-through penalty, let's be honest here.
Oh,
whoa, look at Lilium! Oh! That's a little slidey on the exit. He's just lost the position to Love's Hell.
Okay, what intensity is going to come next now that he has got both of the hazard lights on? Is he going to keep flashing his headlights?
He's going to flash his headlights. This is going to be close. He
literally just put them off. They were on.
Oh, is Lilium? He's still a little bit squirmy on the exit there. He's really, really trying to wrestle this car. Look at him, he's absolute...
No, I think he's doing that on purpose, but he's drifting.
That is not gonna lie, that is a nice drift. That is a nice drift for the cameras.
Willy's gonna put in another lap.
Willy is gonna put in another lap. So Willy Willy wins. Willy has definitely won this race. MLS, despite his drive-through penalty, is going to come home in second.
I'm pretty sure Lillian was like completely sideways. If he keeps doing this, could you imagine the scenes if Zeno overtook him? As he does go wide, Zeno's
only 0.8 seconds. Oh no, there we go. Zeno's going to overtake. He is going to get a penalty. Here comes Zeno on the inside. It's going to get contact across the line.
It has to be a penalty.
He did it.
Some thousandth of a second ahead of him. This is
absolutely mad. But let's watch the victory lap from Willie. He's definitely won this race completely convincingly. On pole,
so
fastest lap.
Pole position, fastest lap, and win.
The winner of this race. He had a good fight with MLS at the beginning.
Now he is. Everyone loves drifting.
Everyone does seem to like drifting at this race. Fair enough, though. That Supra is a very drifty car. Is he going to have enough fuel? I mean, not like it matters, but, you know. Fair enough.
If he doesn't, as you see...
Here we go, let's watch this drift. Oh, look at that.
Through the penultimate corner, incredibly nice drift.
That's very well held.
Now for the
final
last
corner. And finally, Willie wins the 1 hour of Supra endurance between them and the M4 as he drifts across the line. Very well done.
It's like Lando Norris's name of his last video.
Fair enough.
What Willie just did.
And with the end of the race also comes the end of the stream. So thank you all very much for watching. I've been your host Arachon, and he's been Nick LS. And of course there's also a random Ender who has also joined as well. So
you spin the other. No, you just
did donuts. Let's not talk about that on the stream. So thank you all very much for watching.
Not on the stream. That's why I've saved the replay to watch later.
Yeah, I know.
Hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, sorry. I'll let you do the outro.
All right. I hope you enjoyed the stream. If like I don't know how to do this, bye.
So thank you all. Subscribe on. This is my channel. There will be a GGRC channel on quite soon.
Ooh, there will.
That's fair enough. All right, so it's a goodbye from me. It's a goodbye from Nick. It's a goodbye from Nick LS. Please say it.
Goodbye. Oh
dear. Good.